North Beacon Hill Station Overlay District. The committee recommends that this bill pass.
Councilmember Conlon.
Thank you very much. This and the following piece of legislation are very important pieces of legislation for the City of Seattle and for the communities that are being voted on today. These are the first of the series of updates to neighborhood plans that have proceeded to the point of actually making zoning changes in those neighborhood planning areas in transit communities that we hope to have significant development take place in. The process for doing these updates began in 2009. Councilmember Clark, as chair of the committee, moved these through part of the work, and Councilmember O'Brien, as chair of the neighborhoods committee at the time, moved it through part of the work. We've adopted both a comprehensive plan amendments that reflect the possibility of making these changes, as well as an urban design framework and other neighborhood plan update actions. This is the final stage, and it will complete the action on these two neighborhood plan updates. This council bill relates to the North Beacon Hill, a residential urban village. It reflects a doubling of the potential for development in that area from some 233 potential housing units to approximately 446. It changes the zoning on 85 parcels on about 12 acres of land. It includes an incentive zoning provision, and as was pointed out, one of the most critical parts of it, and one of the things that is most exciting to those of us who have been looking at this, is the rezoning on the land adjacent to Centro de la Raza, where there's a very exciting and great potential development opportunity there. And we've seen some of the designs, and they look really neat, and they're going to be a great asset to the community. So this process is moved through it very systematically. There was tremendous public participation in this, and we hope that the council will approve it.
Are there any comments? Councilmember O'Brien.
As someone who worked on this for a couple of years with the community, I just really want to commend the folks that are here today and all the folks in the neighborhood that worked on this through a couple of years. These are the types of projects that often start out being contentious or have the potential to get that way. And it was so great to be at the public hearing down in New Holly a couple of weeks ago and hear just the overwhelming support for where we ended up. And we often get criticized in Seattle sometimes for taking too long to get there, and I'm sure we can always do a better job at speeding things up, but I think it does say something about the process when you can get to a point where there seems to be uniform excitement about a land use change. So congratulations to the community.
Any comments? So I can't resist piling on a little bit because it is amazing to be taking a land use action, a zoning action that involves upzoning property in the North Beacon Hill area, and to have it be a love fest. Isn't that weird? That is the most bizarre thing. And I don't think it's just that we exhausted people. I think it's that there was actually really good process where people were really truly involved, truly were able to say what they wanted to say and then see it actually reflected in the changes. And to also understand what the connections are between greater density and some of the things that people said they wanted to see happen in their neighborhood. The city, there were some stresses within the city about how to do this and how to do it well. The planning outreach liaison model was used, and there have always been some issues about the trusted advocate model about, in its worst case, it speaks for a community. In its best case, it helps a community speak for themselves by actually coming forward and being the ones in the room and supported to be in the room. And I think the planning outreach liaison model worked well. Can't thank the folks on Beacon Hill, the community folks who really stuck with this. And certainly we've got a lot of folks from Centro here today, hosted a number of the meetings. And that was great to invite people in when you know that there were a few folks who were perhaps not all that trusting about what Centro wanted to do with the property. And I think the meetings that are coming up are going to be great. They're taking advantage of what we want people to take advantage of and to provide the changes in these neighborhoods near, not just near light rail, but in neighborhood districts that where we can make changes that actually empower people who are there in the communities right now and to make the changes for the people who are in the communities right now. So thank you very much to the community folks, and thanks to the city staff who are willing to stretch and think about doing things a little bit differently as well. No further comments. With that, please call the roll on the passage of the bill.
Harrell.
Aye.
Licata.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Bagshaw. Burgess.
Aye.
Conlon.
Aye.
Godden.
Aye.
President Clark.
Aye.
8 in favor, none opposed.
The bill passes on favor.
can't help myself. I had to say mil gracias.
Thank you. All right, seizing back control of the meeting.
Next time we have a contentious land use issue, we should invite all these people. Show us how it's done.
So now we'll have to get back to work.
Thank you for coming down today. Next item, please.
Agenda item number 4, Councilwoman 7412, relating to the license fee management agreement agreement to the Seattle City Planning Agency to deny lets in the should be allowed to leave
Well, this is kind of the same background as the previous piece of legislation. Similar kind of approach. In this case, we have to giving it